Students at VVHM have experienced a 50% increase in class size from last year to this year due to cuts in teaching positions. Shame! At Buena Vista Horseman and all throughout our district, students have said goodbye to their favorite teachers because those teachers no longer choose to work in our district. And at Buena Vista Horseman and all throughout our district, special education teachers with too many students on their caseloads have to choose between giving students their services because they don't have enough hours in their workday. Shame! As teachers, we do what we can with what we have. We come early, we stay late, we carry 5-gallon jugs of water up to our classroom just so our students can have clean water while they learn. We find pockets of time all throughout their day to prepare our lessons because that time does not exist in our schedules. But we still create positive, welcoming environments where students feel safe to learn, to grow, and to make mistakes. We are here today because it shouldn't be up to us to fill the gaps that are left due to poor leadership, poor management, and poor planning. We are here because we demand that the state and the district do their part. We are here because we can't wait for the schools that our students deserve. Thank you.
Nadia, I'm a counselor.
And are you worried about the layoffs?
Yes, absolutely. I've been with the district 6 years, and almost every year since I started, I've been worried about getting laid off. And students need us.
And the school district says they have to cut millions of dollars. What do you think about that?
I'm sure they do need to cut millions of dollars, but maybe the state needs to fund us better, and this is the richest city in the state. Where's the money?
81 billionaires.
Yes, and where's the money? They're sending it to private schools because they don't think our schools are as good. And it's ridiculous.
What do you think about Gavin Newsom, Tony Thurmond?
I don't really have an opinion. I have a feeling he's going to be running for a national level position, so we'll have a new governor before long.
Why aren't people demanding that Governor Newsom provide more funding for the schools? College, state college on layoffs, Sonoma, City College?
Probably because they've had so much upheaval here. We can't hold on to a superintendent, so of course, who's going to call? I mean, Maria Sue just got the job. She doesn't know, she hasn't had time to figure it out. So who's going to call? It's their job, but it was Superintendent Matthews, then it was Wayne, and now Sue. Who's going to call? There's been too much upheaval. We need steady leadership that's thinking about how this affects students. Because we can't go to work if we can't make ends meet. How are we going to support kids if we aren't supported?
It seems like there's unlimited money for war, billions for Palestine. What do you think about that?
Don't get me started about war. My kid's in the Air Force. I'm terrified that he's going to get deployed to the American border down here in Mexico or go into the Middle East to fight a war that's not our business. Come on, it's ridiculous.
Hi, my name is Philip von Furstenberg. I'm a school social worker with St. Francisco Unified School District. I work at a school, and what they're planning on doing is closing one of our kindergarten classes and making it a K-1 class. So there won't be enough spaces for the kids that are coming from pre-K into kindergarten. We think it's a really bad idea. It's very difficult for a teacher to teach a K-1 class. Kids come in with so many different levels of skills. We have kids that are reading. We have kids that don't know letters in their name. We're also just worried that they're slowly trying to shut our school down.
And they said initially that they were going to close 11 schools. They backed off, but it seems like they have an agenda now to have layoffs, which may lead to closed schools.
Yeah, they're talking about layoffs. They're also doing something that we've noticed this year that's a little bit dirtier trick. They stopped sending kindergarten students to our school all of a sudden. So our school was getting kindergarten students over the years throughout the school year, and they stopped sending us to keep our numbers down so that it doesn't look like we have a demand for more classes. Yeah.
Do you think the management of the school district really wants to privatize the schools?
I wouldn't put it past them. I think it's something that's happening nationwide, and I think there's a big, I know in Oakland for sure, my friend lives there, and he said a lot of the parents are not sending their kids to these local schools, they're turning them into condominiums, they're turning them into private residences, so I think there's that risk.
And it's happening all over, school closures, not just K through 12, but San Francisco State, Sonoma State, City College. It seems there's a whole onslaught on public education.
Yeah, you're exactly right. There really is an onslaught on public education. I think the move has been and will continue to privatize and fund private schools instead of public schools. And I think we're kind of the extremely important, people. We need these schools. People need places where they can bring their kids near where they live. And one of the risks of closing our school down is that we're in the most heavily populated part of the city with kids. We have more kids in our district than any other part of San Francisco. And if they close our school down, which looks like what they want to do, all those families are going to have to drive further out to go to elementary school.
What should the unions do about it? What should the parents do about it? It seems like there needs to be mass action by all the people who are going to be affected.
Definitely. We've got a mass action going on right now. There's many more actions that are coming down the pike. We need parents to write letters, to get involved, to come speak at the school board, to volunteer at their school, to get involved with. At every school there's a group of staff that are organizing, and there's parents. There's definitely a role for parents and kids to be involved. Tonight we have speakers, we have kids, we have parents speaking, we have teachers speaking on this whole issue of them trying to close one of our kindergarten classes, so that the next year, what happens if you close and make a kindergarten small, you don't have enough classes for first grade, so now you got to fire a first grade teacher. Then the next year you're firing a second grade teacher, so we kind of see what they want to do.
This is one of the richest cities in the world, San Francisco, over 80 billionaires. You got a billionaire mayor who runs nonprofits, yet they're saying that there's not enough money for public schools in San Francisco. I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I don't know what's going on either. I know we've over the years compared our school district to Long Beach Unified School District, and they found that we're spending basically 65% of every dollar for administration. They're spending 55%. So I think part of it is like this overinflated.
And their state bodies, FICMAT, Tony Thurmond has said that he's going to enforce the demand that you cut back. Who are these politicians? I thought they represent working people. Why are they demanding budget cuts of the teachers? I mean, the union supported Tony Thurmond and Governor Newsom. It seems like they're saying that they want to enforce the cutbacks, austerity.
No, I totally disagree with the cutbacks. I can't really speak to that. I don't know enough about it, but I do. It is very concerning, and it's really scary. And I don't know whether they're somehow connected to some larger agenda to cut the schools down or not. But I just really, we need to get as many people mobilized, as many parents and staff mobilized.
Mary Brennan. It all might look good on paper, but when you go to the actual site and you see what we're losing one of our bilingual teachers, and we don't have very many of those. And a lot of our parents only speak Spanish. So
how are the kids going to learn?
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like we need to have a communication going from home to school and school to home, and without that link, we're going to be missing out on a lot, and so are the kids. So we really need to keep our teachers, and we have one of the best schools in the whole city. We have the least turnover in teachers. People only leave if they retire or if they die, and they haven't died yet. So
well, the district has said that they want people to retire so they don't have to have layoffs. What do you think about that whole proposal?
If you're old enough and if you have enough years in, go for it. But if not, there shouldn't be an incentive just to get rid of people.
The senior teachers who leave, you're losing that knowledge and losing that.
You're losing out every which way that you look. So and I don't think they really care. So it looks good on paper, but when you go to the site and you see the kids, you see the families, especially in today's environment with everybody worrying about deportation and ICE and all that.
How has that affected your school?
Well, we have a lot of Spanish-speaking people. I don't know if they're here legally or not. That's not my business. But
do you think the union should protect against these deportation raids?
Yes, I think that we should. We need these people. And they're part of our community, part of our family. Am I right? At Sheridan.
I mean, I think we're all here in this community together, and I mean, shouldn't matter where you started. I mean, you're here, you're in our city, and you're making our city better. So let's all be here together. You know?
Are these kids afraid? Their families afraid?
I haven't heard directly from the families about that fear, but I
Say they're going to raid schools.
Yeah, say it again.
They're going to raid schools. They say schools are no longer off limits.
I think that's what they say they want to do, but I don't think they're going to get very far. We've been instructed to not speak to anyone. They have no permission to get any records, to talk to anyone. We haven't been instructed to inform our legal department, so I think they may bluff and say they're going to, but
I'm just here to listen to what they have to say.
You're concerned about layoffs of teachers and staff?
Well, yeah, I am. I am concerned about the layoff and teachers and the staff.
What would that mean to your child?
No, I just see a lot of good teachers. Like I say, I'm a parent. I work at Rosa Park, and I see a lot of good, dedicated teachers that, they do a lot for the kids. And I just don't want to see any kids to be falling through the cracks because if someone is, all these cuts that are happening. So I'm just here for support.
I'm Grant. I'm a teacher at James Lake Middle School, and today we are beginning our bargaining.
And I understand they're talking about laying off 535 employees, and they say that people have to retire or be fired. What do you think about that?
I mean, it just totally goes against having a functioning education system that is actually going to serve students. If everyone thinks that they're constantly at the risk of losing their job.